Yes, people, what is happening? Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to the Premier League show on Sports. Short on star-studded panel today. Short of a star-studded panel, but still a star-studded panel. Still got two legends in the building. Jack and Prophet, hope you guys are well. Hope everything's okay with you guys. Hit the like button, people, on your way, and make sure you guys subscribe to the channel. Subscribe to Prophet's channel, and make sure you guys subscribe to everyone who is involved with this channel as well. But yeah, everyone who's tuned in. Let's get started, guys. I mean, obviously not too well, not a great weekend for a lot of clubs. Not named Man City.
Well, it was a good weekend for you, Bo, but for me and Jack, it wasn't a great weekend.
It wasn't a weekend for me. It would happen in one Monday night.
Yeah.
So, but nah, beating Wolves is nothing special, really. It's not like, wow, I'm glazing over it. It's not that. But hey, the 3 points, I'll take it. But guys, like I said, subscribe to Prophet, subscribe to Jack. Hope you guys are well. Hope you guys are all good. Everything okay on your side, guys?
Yeah. Just also want to add this, like Wolves, Man United beating Wolves is like when Derby were back in the Premier League about 17 years ago. It's not a surprise. It's not a surprise, and yeah. I know that like we're 15 match weeks into the season, but this is an even worse trajectory than Southampton had last season, than like other sort of like Premier League clubs have had thus far in terms of being in a relegation zone. Because I think, obviously Southampton are the second worst in terms of points accumulated throughout the season, obviously 1 point ahead of Derby. But also Sunderland in, I think it was 05-06 around that sort of time, or 02-03, accumulated like 16 or 18 points, which is like one of the worst points tallies in Premier League history. And just to give you a heads up, Josh isn't here because he's got stuff to do with like university. That's why he's not part of the panel right now. But obviously he's in the chat.
Everyone still subscribe to Josh. Make sure you guys subscribe.
Absolute legend. Absolute legend. Big ups.
If you can join soon, let me know. I'll send you the link, bro. If you can join at any point during the stream, let me know again. But Prophet, hope you're well, my guy, and hope everything's okay on your side, man.
Yeah, but you can notice it's not my usual setup. I'm actually at someone else's house, so I have to join on the mobile. So hopefully you guys can see me okay. And
I can see you.
Yeah, you're good. You're good.
Yeah. That's fine. Guys, like I said, leave your comments in the chat, and we'll get to that in just shortly. But I think there's only one place to start. I mean, should we start with Liverpool? I mean, 3-3 against Leeds, or Arsenal 2-1.
Arsenal. Yeah, realistically, we have to start with Arsenal because I'd say it's the biggest talking point of the weekend. Not in a biased point of view.
Let's spend 15 minutes per game, because it's not a big. Because Prophet does have to go soon as well, so we'll
calm. Yeah. You know what? Let's go with Liverpool. To be fair, let's go with Liverpool.
No, okay. We can start with Arsenal.
I don't mind even.
That's bigger priority. Okay, calm.
Top of the league, Arsenal.
Top of the league, yeah, by 2 points now.
Losing to Aston Villa.
Yeah. Up the Villa. No, like fair. I will be honest. Fair play to Villa. They deserve it.
Sorry. Did you see Aston Villa on Instagram? the video they put up with the Titanic music.
Oh, I know what you're talking about. My Heart Will Go On by Celine Dion. Is that song right?
Yeah, it's cool.
Yeah. Oh, flip's sake. No, that's completely valid from their part.
Unai Emery dunking on Arsenal once again, man. Football heritage at its finest.
The thing is, when we go to Villa Park, and every time apart from 2022-23, every time we've gone behind in a match, we've always lost. We always just lose in terms of when they scored first, should I say? Because obviously 22-23, they scored first. Ollie Watkins, I think it was 5 minutes in, and then obviously Saka equaliser, then Coutinho made it 2-1 just before halftime, and then the whole Jorginho own goal Martino's own goal, Martinelli scoring. Who was it? Zinchenko scored in that match. But like every time we go to Villa Park, it's a shit show. Apart from last season, but like even last season, we we should have been 1-0 down, because there's that chance Ollie Watkins had, which he just
Big up, Steve. Big up. Hope you're well, my guy.
aimed wide of a post, and obviously that brilliant David Raya save last season, proper camera save, and that's not me trying to dampen his credentials, to be fair. But like, getting back to the match that happened at midday, or around that ended around 2 p.m. on Saturday. I didn't watch a lot of the first half. I missed the Villa goal. Like, it was poor marking on Eze's point of view, and I am aware, everyone is aware, he is not a sort of like wing back or anything like that. But he was essentially acting like that because of the injuries that happened to Mosquera, Gabriel, Saliba. And this isn't an excuse, because we got, according to Top Gooners on Twitter and Instagram and just social media in general, we have a world-class squad. There's no excuses, given the amount of money that's been spent over the past five to 6 years. Like, there's no excuse. And obviously, Matty Cash opens the scoring, solid finish, went through David Raya's legs. Like, fair play to them. Big ups to Mateusz, should I say? Mateusz Cash, Polish international in it. But then obviously got the equaliser in the second half, and I don't know, like, it was a very annoying game, because it goes back to the same sort of mentality that I fear that Saka, he's obviously, as Josh mentioned last week, I believe it was, in terms of he wants to get more goals on the table, and so like not assist as much. I might be paraphrasing what Josh said, to be fair, but like it feels like he's become more selfish, and that's a good thing sometimes. But when obviously football's supposed to be a team sport, and you're sort of lacking, like, come on, just get a grip. And I like, he's been a good player for us for the past few years. Obviously, like last season, obviously he had that ankle injury, he had that hamstring injury, which he was out for 2 to 3 months, maybe 4 months. But like, come on, just get, like, he needs to sort himself out. And same with like Martinelli. And sadly also Trossard's out, so we're probably going to start Martinelli.
As he always does.
Emery did outclass us. Like, fair play to him. He is from the better part of the Basque Country. I will firmly say that. I'm sorry, Arteta is a mold that has been put in place by Real Sociedad. This isn't a conspiracy theory. This is the truth. This is the same reason why I don't like Xabi Alonso and Arteta, because I've got a vendetta because I'm an Athletic Club fan. I'm not a Real Sociedad fan. And Emery is from like the sort of like eastern part of the Basque Country, so more towards like Bilbao and like the French border. So big ups to Emery and whatnot. But like, obviously Trossard, he got the equaliser, but he's out for God knows how long, probably a few weeks, because it's calf injury. And like, there wasn't that sort of panache we had in the Bayern game, in the Spurs game, where we were clinical and we took our chances. Like, ever since we played Bayern and Spurs, like, we've lacked that sort of cutting edge. Like, against Chelsea, we were shit. Against Brentford, I didn't watch much of it, but like, we were shit from what I've heard. And we weren't putting away our chances. And luckily we won 2-0, but paid a price against Villa. We were shit. Villa were by far the bigger team.
Injuries.
And like, they've cut the gap between us and them to 3 points.
And you in City to 2.
Yeah, and we'll get into City later. But that gap, we're in the second week of December now. We're in the second week of December. And it's a 2-point gap between us and City and us and Villa. Villa, who were struggling back in August and September, struggling to put the ball in the back of the net. I don't even recall if they actually scored in August or like early September. Like, is absolutely fucking mind blowing, and this draws parallels, as Josh was mentioning on Saturday, to when we played them in 23-24. Obviously, it ended 1-0 McGinn winner in the first half, and we had a goal chalked off because I believe it was Havertz who handballed, and then in the build-up, and Nketiah scored. But we also denied a penalty, which was clear and obvious. But hey, that those excuses can't be used now, because that's 2 years ago, essentially now, and like when Diaz scored a winner, honestly, I was angry inside. I did not fucking show it. As soon as like game was over, got the TV remote, went onto the homepage, just went onto YouTube and just put a video on. That's how pissed I was. Like, get this shit off. I was like, get this shit off. I didn't say in like an angry sort of tone, but like you're supposed to be challenging for a title, and you can't get a point out of this match, which we were the worst team in. Like Villa probably should have won it 3-1 or like 4-1, to be fair, if they actually took their chances and like actually strung together more sort of like clinical passes to try and like pierce our defense. Because this defense, like Timber, when he was at Ajax, he was playing at centre back, but in this Arsenal system, he can't play as a centre back. He can't. And realistically, I'll just be honest. Like, obviously, Ben White was starting, but preferably and realistically, we should be starting Ben White at centre back and then Timber at right back. I know that Arteta probably won't do that in the game tomorrow against Club Brugge, but yeah, I don't understand this guy. I don't understand this guy, and also because Calafiori got booked, he's suspended for the Wolves game. So Lewis Kelly's going to have to start a left back for that, and hopefully, I swear to the love of what's holy, I'm not trying to jinx us or anything, but it just feels like one of those games which will probably draw 0-0, or like it will be a 1-1 draw and we'll just fuck up. But we'll discuss that later in the week. Hopefully, we actually fucking win that. Same with Club Brugge match tomorrow, which I know that they've been very strong in Europe thus far, as far as I'm aware. Obviously, getting that result against Monaco in like match day 1. And they're a solid team in the Belgian Pro League. But I also just want to go back to what Monkey D. Luffy was saying about like how Gabriel can't be replaced. Like it's true. It's true. He is our best defender. He's and the fucking thing that's really annoying because Akavin, Josh, and Torquay lad discussed this in like the group chat at the weekend in terms of. He went to a friendly. He was playing in a friendly against Senegal, and that's where he picked up his groin injury. And the thing is, if you're taking part in an international friendly, you don't have to sit. You don't have to play it. And another thing we were discussing in the group chat, is like City's players were dropping out of international friendlies in 22-23. And 23-24 because they got the fucking mentality. They don't want to be playing international matches when they're in the midst of a title race. And obviously, back they did the double over us. They did us over. Like, obviously, it was 2 points in 23-24. But in 22-23, it was like 5 points, 6 points, I think it was at the end of the day. And realistically, I wouldn't say blame Carlo for that. I'd also say to like the Arsenal coaching staff, you're challenging for the fucking title. You get your players to pull out of international matches so they don't get injured. Because now he's out for 2 or 3 months. And like the thing is, it's avoidable. And the additional thing is, we're supposed to have the best defense in the league, the best defense in the world. That's what people say that's what Arsenal fans say on Twitter. That's what they say on Twitter. this isn't me trying to generalize or anything, but the top gooners say that on Twitter and Instagram and whatnot. But we got Mosquera out. We got Gabriel out. We got Saliba out.
Hincapié?
And Hincapié is just, I don't know what's even going on with Hincapié. Like, fucking hell. And then we loaned out flipping Zinchenko, who wasn't even going to play, to be fair. We got rid of Tierney because his contract expired and he's up playing at Celtic. Like, what even is going on with like the club? Whatever the players are doing in terms of like their training is fucking weird. But I just want to pass on to like Prophet Ackerman in it.
I think we'll go to Liverpool since Prophet does have to go soon to see.
I can give my quick thoughts on Arsenal as well, but I think
Please do.
I think overall it was a well-deserved win by Villa. I don't think Arsenal turned up at all in the game. They should have been. Look, to be honest, Arsenal were lucky it was only 2-1. Villa were all over them for the whole game, and the gap at the top's 2 points. That's nothing. I'd imagine City will close that in the coming weeks because I think Arsenal. It's annoying because I want them to win the league, but it looks like they're bottling it yet again. So
same.
While I hope they can do it, I think it's going to be City's year again. So
Yeah.
Fingers crossed, though. Fingers crossed. But overall, well-deserved win by Villa.
They're not losing to Wolves. Arsenal are going to thump Wolves. If you don't thump Wolves, then there's seriously something wrong.
Exactly.
Hopefully we find out like 3-0, 4-0.
You've got to beat Wolves. You've got to beat them like a 5-6-0 score. Bro, we should have beaten Wolves by 7-8-1 yesterday. 4-1 for me wasn't enough. I felt we should have scored 8 in that game. We had a lot of chances. We should have won the game by a distance, by a landslide. Wasn't even close. Wolves are such a terrible side, bro. They are such a terrible side. Like, it's literally so bad to watch. So bad to watch Wolves play. They literally handed us the game. They literally gave the ball straight back to us every time. Yeah. It's that bad. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I'd also like to add, there's been like transfer rumors about like what's his name, Joao Gomez potentially wanting to join United because
I'll take him.
Like Wolves are shit.
But he's not a starter. He's a backup.
He
doesn't start for us, but I'll take him for sure. He's not a starter though. He doesn't start. He's not better than Mainu. He's not better than Casemiro. He's not better than Bruno Fernandes.
Hey,
So
he'd be a good option if Casemiro leaves in the summer. To be fair.
But 60 million is too much for a backup option. I would bid Ugarte off first before making him the backup option.
Valid.
But anyways, that's enough of United for now. But sorry, Prophet, go on, bro. I mean you.
But yeah, I think again, about Arsenal, I think they're going to bottle it. I don't want them to, but I think they are. Looks like they're getting injuries as well. They're starting to concede a couple of goals now, so the defense isn't as strong as it was. They look like they've just hit a bit of a blip, which is mad to say because they beat Bayern the other week. They beat Spurs 4-1, but they've drawn to Sunderland. They've drawn to a 10-man Chelsea. They've now lost against Villa. So that I think they were 9 points clear at some stage. It's now 2. So I think as much as I hate to admit it, I think City will win the league again.
Yeah, same. I mean, honestly, look, Arsenal inconsistency started kicking now. It's kicking in early. It looks like you guys performance-wise are just not there for you. Like, you just need to start to string a few wins together and get your players fit again. Obviously, Gyökeres is slowly coming back. Got other players coming back as well. Saliba might be back as well soon, so that's a boost. So, but you got to get Gabriel back, and if Gabriel's back, you need to get Mosquera back, and then Hincapié needs to be fit. He needs to stay fit now, because losing him would be horrible. So yeah, but anyways, I think let's move on to Liverpool because Prophet does have to go soon. I have a few questions for you, but talk about the game first, and I'll ask you a few questions, and then
yeah, of course, bro. So I'll start with the game. The team selection, I wasn't overly happy with the team selection. I thought Robertson should have started, but he started Kirkes. I would have started Jones in midfield, but he went with McAllister. Of course, he was always going to play Gakpo, even though he shouldn't have. But the first half was pretty boring, I'll be honest. I was surprised that Leeds were as slow as they were, having just beaten Chelsea. I thought there'd be a lot more up for it, but they weren't. So the first half was dead, but I never thought at half-time the second half would have 6 goals in it. Ekitike, big up to him, scored a brace in a quick succession, and that was it. We actually played okay. 2-0 up, we were controlling the game. Well, we should have controlled the game, but then Kanate has a bozo moment. We give a penalty away. As soon as it went 2-1, I knew we weren't going to win the game. I knew we'd capitulate because this team this season is mentally weak and fragile. Literally 2 minutes later, they've equalised and it's 2-2. I honestly thought Leeds were going to go on to win the game. Personally, I thought they were the team with more momentum, and I thought we'd crumble again. But Szoboszlai stepped up, man. Put us 3-2 up Put us 3-2 up. So I've got to big up Szoboszlai because as bad as the team's been this season, I think he's one of the only players that can really hold his head up high.
He scored 2 goals. He scored 2 goals, right? Szoboszlai.
Ekitike scored 2. Szoboszlai scored 1. Yeah, but yeah, I've got a big Szoboszlai because I think he's the only player that's given 100% in all the games this season. He's been an absolute warrior. So it's not his problem that the team's letting him down. But yeah, he put us 3-2 up. I thought we'd see it out. I thought we'd do enough to see it out defensively, but we didn't. They get a set piece, last minute corner. They equalise 3-3. So it's more drop points. It is more drop points. But the game wasn't actually the most exciting bit. The exciting bit was what happened with Mohamed Salah after the game. Now, I'll touch on the Salah thing as well. So the comments were, he feels like he's being thrown under the bus. The relationship with the manager is not as strong. I personally think, at the time, I was Team Salah. But now that I've thought about it, I think it's in everyone's best interest if they both leave the club. I think, it's in everyone's best interest to be Salah. And, of course, Slot has to go as well, in my opinion.
Yeah. What did you make of the interview and everything like that?
Yeah, I think it's right interview, wrong timing, I think Slot has every right to drop Salah based off of his performances, but then if he's going to drop Salah, you also have to drop Gakpo and Kanate. But it's like he's tried to make an example out of a club legend, and it's just completely backfired. Because the fans are behind Salah, the team are going to be behind Salah. The only ones who are backing Slot are literally the ex-players and the pundits. And we know why that is because they're yes men paid by the club. But I'm not on anyone's side. If I had to pick a side, I'm probably more on Salah's side. He says he feels like the club's trying to force him out. So apparently the club have jumped on Salah's poor form and they've used it as an excuse to try and sell him. So it's mad because his last game for Liverpool could be Brighton this Saturday, which is actually my birthday as well. So Salah's last game for Liverpool could be on my birthday. But
when is that?
This Saturday, boss. Yeah, this Saturday.
13th.
Yeah, so is what it is. But I think it's likely Salah moves on now in January. I think Salah moves on, and then I think Slot will, end up getting the boot. Hopefully tonight after we lose to Inter. By the way, I think we will lose to Inter. I didn't get the chance to jump on the Champions League show earlier, but yeah, I think Inter will beat us, and hopefully that's the nail in the coffin. You know what I'm saying? City beat Madrid tomorrow. Alonso's free. Let's snap up Alonso, man, and we'll go from there.
Okay, fair enough. Obviously, I was going to ask you about Mo Salah's comments and what you made of it. Whose side are you on? But you said you're in the middle, aren't you? And obviously, you think
first I was on Salah's side, to be fair, but having thought about it, I think they both need to go. If I'm being honest,
because I was on Ronaldo's side when the interview was
yeah.
I was on Ronaldo's side. Obviously, I wasn't Ten Hag out at the time, but I was on Ronaldo's side because I felt that the club was throwing him under the bus. I knew, and he was scoring goals for us. None of which was his fault, by the way. None of the issues that happened to the club was his fault. He outlined every single issue at Man United and was proven right 12 months down the line because things started to get exposed. The manager lost the dressing room. The manager wasn't good enough. Everyone wanted him out in the end. So Ronaldo was right at the end, but people didn't want to admit it. That's what I think, at least. But people want to think that Ten Hag was right and Ronaldo was wrong, and that's your opinion. But for me, I think Ronaldo was in the right, and I think
100%.
Fair enough.
100%, bro. I think Salah basically just said what everyone's suspected for a while, that the manager's lost the dressing room. The players aren't paying for him no more. He's basically just confirmed it. And if his relationship's that bad with Salah, I'd love to know what his relationship is like with Van Dijk, Alisson, and the other senior players, because I can't imagine it'd be too great. Because obviously they've known Salah for a lot longer than Slot. Obviously, no one's bigger than the club, but I would definitely say that Salah is bigger than Slot. He's got more credit in the bank. He's done more for the club. So people are going to say he's arrogant, but I think he's doing it because he cares.
That's fair. That's fair.
But yeah, man. Hopefully, Slot is sacked tonight, and hopefully City beat Madrid tomorrow, and that will speed things along.
Yep. But
Thing.
also, just to ask you again before you go. So you think you're gonna lose tonight against?
Yeah, we got no chance for against Inter. I don't know where they are in the league, but they can't be worse than they were last season. There's no chance. But if we can't even win against the relegation level Leeds, we got no chance at the San Siro.
Yeah.
No chance.
No, I hear that. I mean, but like I said, I mean, you've got to get rid of the bad apple first, Liverpool. In my opinion, you have to get. In my opinion, you got to get rid of the bad apple before you get rid of the good people. Before you get rid of the good players. For me, like I think you guys have to get rid of, the players that are causing that harmony, that really bad harmony, and just get rid of the bad environment of the football club, and then I think just make it a happy environment again. I mean, get a manager in that's gonna probably get you over the line. I mean, get someone that might play 3-5-2. Sorry, 3-5-2 because
that's why I think Alonso's perfect. But when Klopp announced he was leaving, the talk was obviously around Alonso. But a lot of people said, they don't want Alonso, they don't want Amorim because they played a 3-5-2, and the squad we had at the time was more suited to the 4-2-3 that Klopp played. I think now it's just pure luck, with the window we've had. I think the squad is now perfect for a 3-5-2 with the players we have. So I think Alonso would be perfect for the team we have at the moment.
Fair enough. I also just want to quickly add Inter are third in the table, but they're only 1 point off Napoli and Milan, who are second and first in the table respectively. They are unbeaten in the last three against Como. They beat 4-0 on Saturday. Midweek they beat Venezia 5-1 at the San Siro, and beats Pisa away 2-0. But obviously in their previous matches beforehand, they'd lost 2-1 to Atleti in the Champions League, Jimenez winner, and they lost in the Milan derby to Milan. So they won 3 of the last 5, and even before then, like they were unbeaten since losing to Napoli on the 25th of October. So like they're in very good form, to be fair. And like all
they should beat us. I'll be honest, they should. Plus, away at the San Siro, you know what that ground is like. It's really tough.
Yeah,
so if we concede first, we're gonna crumble.
Yeah, I agree. Especially when you were 2-0 up away at Leeds and you crumbled the way you did. I think that was just poor from you guys. I'll be real with you. A draw was the result I actually wanted out of that game because I'll be real with you. I don't like Leeds and I want them to get relegated. But as well, I didn't want Liverpool to win, and that's the result to be fair with you, what was the result I kind of needed, to be honest with you. But then again, you guys, it's a weird one. If you win tonight, you probably go and lose it. You probably go lose it weekend. Probably go lose it weekend because I don't see you guys. I'll be real with you. I don't see you guys like going on a win streak now, especially with Arne Slot, especially with the.
Bro, I'm hearing people say it's progress. We're unbeaten in 3, so it's progress. I'm like, what the fuck?
Progress. That's progress after you've just won the league and you spent.
It's crazy, bro. With you a loss anyway, bro, because we haven't lost in 3, so with you a loss, man. So I think we're going to lose tonight. That's why. Either way,
Fair enough. I mean, look, you gotta get rid of the players you don't need anymore. I mean, gotta get rid of the players that have been here but have not added too much now. I mean, like say for example, Salah's gotta go, Van Dijk's gotta go. You gotta get rid of the players that are kind of wearing out, that are kind of not at that level anymore. You know what I'm trying to say? And bring in new replacements.
I think this is a big moment for our club. I can't lie. What happens next is going to be huge. Whether we stay at the top with the likes of City, Madrid, Bayern, or whether we become like United, Arsenal, Chelsea, the no standards brigade, as I call them. So what we do next could really set us back for like the next 10 years and shape our club up. So the owners have got to get the decision proper on the.
I'll be real with you. I thought Liverpool was going to dominate the next 10 years after you just won.
So did I, man. I don't understand what's happened. Why the managers just lost the players like this? I don't know whether it happened in the summer, whether it happened at some point this season, but it's weird.
Fair enough. Fair enough, bro. But I mean, any last comments before we move on?
Yeah, man. Lose today, get Slot out of here, man. You know what I mean? Get Slot out of here.
I don't know.
By the way, do you guys think Alonso will be sacked by Madrid?
Yeah.
Or
If they lose to City, he's gone. Yeah.
Yeah, agreed. That's perfect. It's like the football gods are throwing us a lifeline. Like, we've got to take it when he's available. You've got to make the same.
100%, bro. 100%. Sorry, Jack.
I don't know, to be fair, about like today, because like obviously like there's quite a few players who Chiesa's got like an illness, it's saying, and
he's not got an illness. That's bullshit by Slot. He's had about 3 or 4 illnesses this season. So,
but like Gakpo's out for this, but then on Inter's part, like Akanji's got a virus. Dumfries has a muscle injury.
They don't need Akanji.
Yeah, no, I know. Okay, but also Damian's out, and same with Denzel Dumfries and this Palacios guy, Thomas Palacios. So it's gonna. I think it will be difficult on Inter's part. I mean, they got like what's his name, Augusto. I'm not sure what his first name is. Like Carlos Augusto, who's probably playing at left wing, right wing.
Who's Inter's manager now?
Christian Kivu.
Oh, okay.
Who he's Romanian. I think he used to play for Inter.
Oh, okay.
But he played for Inter for 6 years, right? Well, just around about 6 years. Won the Champions League with them. Also played for Roma, couple of clubs in Romania and Ajax as well during his playing career.
Oh, okay.
And he was Parma boss, interim Parma boss from February to June of this year. And when Inzaghi left to manage in Saudi Arabia for, I think it's like Al Hilal, he essentially became boss. And speaking of Inzaghi, I think it's Pipo Inzaghi, who's the Pisa boss, who got them promoted last season from Serie B. But hopefully, in this match, we don't see Kirkes starting for Lovewitz Holy. I'm sorry, I'm not trying to scapegoat him, but
Kirkes can't start. It'd be quick. You can't start him in a game like this. No chance. It's got to be Robertson. If he starts Kirkes, he's an idiot. Well, we know he's an idiot anyway, but he'll solidify it.
I hear that 100%. 100%, bro, 100%.
But yeah, also like right now, currently 0-0 in the Bayern Sporting match. Just to give a quick update.
But yeah, no, Jack, continue, bro. Continue.
But just a quick update to do with like Champions League, like live scores.
Guys, I'm gonna head off here, but
yeah, no worries.
Big up, lads.
Subscribe to Liverpool Prophet. Everyone subscribe to
subscribe to Prophet. Absolute legend, man.
Links in the description. Subscribe to him. Big up to you, bro. Thank you so much.
Big up, lads.
Big up to Liverpool Prophet every single time. But yeah, sorry, Jack. Continue, bro. Continue.
But yeah, no, I was just saying like the live score right now. Currently 0-0, 21 minutes into the Bayern Sporting match. So yeah.
What did you make of any other games? You want to move on to the next game now?
I mean, like, I just want to talk a wee bit about the Liverpool game. Like, I didn't watch a whole lot of it. Like, I was watching it with Torquay lad and Josh, and
I fell asleep in the second half.
Yeah. Oh no! Wait, no! I just remembered. Like, I looked at my phone and saw it was like 1-0. Then I told Josh, bad news. It's 2-0. And then later on, like Cam comes down and says it's 2-2, and I'm like, what the fuck? And then
how quick things can change, isn't it?
Yeah, and then I got upstairs, and then obviously like Sobos scored, and then obviously Tanaka got the equalizer. Second goal in the league from, I believe, is this season. But like it was such a fucking crazy match. And then when they were showing replays on Sky Sports, Isak nearly scored. Like, what the fuck? Like, that was a proper sort of like 2015-16 Liverpool sort of game. Bring back memories of flipping Norwich 4, Liverpool 5 when Alana scored that late winner. And ripped his top off.
Fuck this, right? If Liverpool lose this weekend to is it Brighton at home? Is it Brighton at home?
I don't know. I don't keep up.
Let me out. Yeah, it's Brighton at home. If Liverpool lose that game, they could be as low as 12th.
Huh?
If Newcastle, Tottenham win their games, if Spurs and Newcastle win their games, Liverpool could be as low as 12th if they lose to Brighton at home, which is actually crazy.
Hey, don't forget Bournemouth. If Bournemouth win 4-0, they could go ahead of Liverpool as
That's
well.
possible.
To be fair.
Because it's not 3-0 back to back years.
So, my! It could potentially be as low as 13th if Bournemouth do win 4-0, but that's a dime a dozen. To be fair, that ain't gonna happen, surely.
I won't be surprised if it does, but don't.
Yeah, my days. And the fact that Everton are in 7th. Oh my! This is proper football. This is proper football.
How are you below your neighbourly rivals after you spent 450 million? It's actually crazy. And how are you below the worst Manchester United team of all time? Nah, that's crazy.
Oh my days! And you're level on points with Chelsea as well. That's a crazy thing. You're only behind them on goal difference.
We should be second by now with the shit that's gone against us this season.
Yeah,
that we've done. We should already be second, bro. Which is actually crazy, but it's all good. We should if we can win this game and Chelsea and Palace can drop points. Chelsea and Everton. Oh, Everton's gonna make a game. We'll preview that come the weekend.
Yeah. You know what? Should we go into Wolves United now?
I'll talk about the United game in a bit, but let's do. I'll go over the Bournemouth Chelsea game. Quick go over that game. Yeah, Bournemouth Chelsea. That was a snooze fest. Bournemouth did nothing. Chelsea had chances they couldn't score. I mean, I watched the game with my pals at the pub. It was a terrible result for Chelsea. They should have got all 3 points. Palmer, he's still slowly getting back to his groove. Obviously, coming back from an injury. First game back from an injury. Who else played? Obviously, Esteval didn't really do much on the ball. Didn't really get much service, or didn't really provide much. Chelsea didn't offer much going forward. Defensively, a bit shaky at times. Bournemouth could have scored a couple goals. Semenyo's goal got ruled out because due to an offside. So yeah, I mean, Chelsea were all over the place, and like I said, they just need to score, man. And they lost. They lost to. They lost to, was it Leeds before that?
Leeds, yeah. 3-1, yeah.
That's all I can really say about the Chelsea game, to be fair with you. City 3, Sunderland 0. City just stumped Sunderland. 2 goals in the space of just easy for Man City. Easy. It was light work for City, isn't it? Did you watch the game? Did you watch the goals?
I didn't watch it, to be fair, because blackout and whatnot, and I'm not admitting to illegally streaming stuff on here because I know it's I'm not gonna talk about that kind of shit. But what do you call it? It was sorry, it was a what's a fucking word? It's literally just gone from my mind. It was a not forthcoming, not formidable. It was just straightforward victory for City, to be fair. But there wasn't any sort of pressure on them. Obviously, Arsenal lost their match, 12th kickoff, and it was just forthcoming. That's the sort of word I'm trying to use. It was just an easy win for City, and obviously Chucky to assist, Theo with a goal, Ruben Dias and Josko Vadio with other 2 goals, and luckily City kept a clean sheet. Vadio actually got not Vadio. Ruben Dias actually got me 14 points in FPL, but we'll discuss that later. Lumen, I'd actually say so. Turkey being like their new sort of KDB. Obviously, he's 22. I think, yeah, he's 22. Obviously, they bought him from Lyon in the summer on sort of a cut price deal because Lyon's fate of being in like Ligue 1 or being like relegated to Ligue 2 wasn't like finalized by that sort of time. But like I don't watch it. I honestly don't watch other sort of football teams like how they play, but like the way that like people talk about him, like he is a solid player. Like he is a solid player. He isn't like one of those robotic sort of POSs in a way.
Yeah.
Like Arteta tries to fucking build, or like the whole fucking like sort of football world sort of tries to build, because he's a proper baller. I'd say he's a proper sort of like I don't want to say like old fashioned football in a way, but he's just like a different sort of breed of player.
Yeah.
And I think he could be their new KDB. Obviously, De Bruyne, he joined City when he was 25 or maybe 24. Don't quote me on that.
No,
But
24. I think
I'm just going to quickly double check because he
How old-
joined
how old-
back in 2015.
How old is he right now? So
He's
what,
33, I think.
33. So it must be
34, surely, because
So
he would have joined them back in. He would have joined them when he was 24. I'm just assuming. Give me a second.
There's probably 23.
24. He would have joined them when he was 24, which obviously Cherki's 2 years his junior. Well, when De Bruyne joined City, should I say? Obviously, like in real life, he's 12 years his junior. But like the way he also has been performing for like France, not just like senior level, but also in like under his sort of groups, like playing for their like Espoir team, under 21s, and should I say in English, and like just other sort of like teams. And when he was playing at Lyon, like he obviously came through when he was like 16 or so back in 2020 or like 2019, and like he was like you don't expect to say like him to be saying the world of like, but like he is a solid player. That's what I'm just gonna summarize with and just end with. But obviously Sunderland, who was it? O'Neill got sent off for like a really short sort of like shitty challenge on, I can't remember which City player it was, but needless sort of challenge on Mateus Nunes. And yeah, 3 points to City. That's all that can be said. Like Sunderland, they were inferior to City, but it's like you don't expect anything else, to be fair, realistically. So
Well, Arsenal obviously they're dropping points also, but also one thing, they're finally scoring goals without Haaland.
mm-hmm.
They're finally learning how to score goals without Haaland, because don't forget, Haaland was scoring most of City's goals this season. Without Haaland scoring, City hardly won a game. Now they're finally scoring a goal without Haaland. So there you go. City are hitting form at the right time. They're scoring goals when they need to. Foden's starting to step it up. Foden's actually looking good this season. I'll be real with you. I think Foden's starting to be the player he once was again. Form's starting to kick in. Confidence starting to kick in for Phil Foden. Doku looks like a different player. Doku finally has the end product. The City centre backs are scoring from corners. So there you go. I mean, City, like I said, they're stepping up at the right time. Foden's been scoring for some weeks. Yeah, there you go. Foden's been scoring goals. So, but most of City's goals have been through Erling Haaland. Without Haaland scoring, City haven't won. So now they're finally starting to do that. Since that Leeds game that they won, since before that as well, and now City won against Sunderland. They beat Fulham, 1 goal by Haaland. But then that's what I mean.
Yeah.
When they need to score, they score, and like I said, the results have been going their way. But that's really about it about Man City. To be fair with you, Fulham 1, Palace 2, Tottenham 2, Brentford 0. Tottenham finally getting the win. Newcastle 1-2-1, Everton 1-3-0. Any other games that we haven't spoken about? Brighton 1, West Ham 1. Any of the games that we haven't spoken about that we should speak about?
Honestly, we should actually talk about the.
The Iron game.
No. What was I gonna say? We should talk about Newcastle Burnley. To be fair,
I didn't watch that game.
I mean, I didn't watch it like like obviously like 3 p.m. kickoff, but like Newcastle have been in shaky form. To be fair, obviously they drew with Spurs midweek, last minute equalizer from Romero, overhead kick, which was pretty solid, pretty good goal. To be fair, obviously Bruno Guimaraes, he opened the scoring 31st minute, great goal from him, and then penalty to Newcastle, which Anthony Gordon converted, and late on Zander Fleming, 95th minute penalty to like get one back for the Clarets.
I just seen something I didn't even realize, but I will talk about
Yeah.
it. Just sorry, we're going.
And Ramsdale actually started for Newcastle, and it's not a surprise that they didn't keep a clean sheet given his antics at Southampton last season. But yeah, what were you going to say?
I've just seen on the fixture list. There's a fixture this weekend that all of us couldn't wait for so many years.
Wait, what do you mean this week?
This weekend.
Coming up, right?
Yeah. This Sunday.
Wait. Oh yeah. We'll discuss that later. Yeah, I know what you're talking about, innit? I know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
That's all I can say about that. But yeah, regardless, like, what's the next game we should like talk about? To be fair,
I can only talk about the Wolves United game. That's all I can talk about.
Okay. I'm just gonna speed through like the sort of like Spurs Brentford
review. We'll speed through it, and we'll do FPL and we'll close out.
Yeah.
Yep. Not gonna mention it any further. Not gonna
like
mention
what do you call it? Like obviously Thomas Frank beat his old team, Brentford, and Crossy Derby, London Derby. Richardson open scoring, and Javi Simons actually got his first goal in the league for Spuds in the 41st minute, and like cool, he's off the mark. It couldn't give two shits, to be fair.
Yeah.
Irrelevant team in N17, that's what I say. Shite Hart Lane and that. But yeah, Everton Forest, the Sean Dyche derby, if you will. That's not a good impression of him. I don't eat gravel or slugs, as he mentioned in an interview in a jovial way when he was Everton boss. I believe it was, it was when he was Burnley boss. But anyway, regardless, solid victory for the Toffees. Milenkovic on goal, opener scoring. Then Tiano Barry was first goal in 17 appearances, I believe it is. For Everton, they mentioned on Sky Sports, and Shrewsbury Hall. He's been class since he joined Everton with third goal of the game, and he got man of the match. Jacob O'Brien playing it right back again because Seamus Coleman's just having injury problems. Like he's solid, just like Everton are just solid. Everton are just a solid team, and like there's not much more to be said. To be fair about them, like fair play to Everton. Like they're back where they should be. So like challenging for the European places. Obviously, like there's teams like Liverpool and whatnot who are having a shaky season thus far, but like Everton should be sort of around like the top 7 or top 8 places in the Premier League, because like they're just a proper sort of like Premier League or like first division team. Like they shouldn't like the way they were being like managed, like Fahad Moshiri and some of the other tosses of a club in 2021 or 2022 were just like acting and just like they been panic buying. Even before that, in like 2018, when they had like Ronald Koeman and Sam Allardyce as managers, like they were shocking. And like the fact that they got back to where they are now, like where they were essentially a decade ago. To be fair, like finishing 6th or 7th place or 8th place. No, I'm not going to do the meme because it's outdated now. Like 6, 7 is such a shy meme.
Honestly, I
Yeah,
don't know who created this joke. Or
8,
this
9
meme.
is a better number. Perfect. Sorry, I
Like,
know
you
I'm
need to get,
going off a bit here, but like 8, 9 is a good response to that. Just
how about
yeah.
9 to 5? How about 9 to 5?
Yeah, or 9 to 5. But regardless, like those are like Saturday's fixtures. Sunday, obviously, we're at Brighton, West Ham. West Ham went 1-0 up. Really weird goal in a way from Bowen. Like it was a really weird goal because ball was like Van Hecke made a mistake. Bowen gets on the end of the ball, and then it's almost like he slides the ball in with his left foot from quite a tight angle. Obviously gives West Ham a lead like 70 minutes into the match around that sort of time, and then the nature of Brighton's equaliser, quite dubious whether it was handball or not. Obviously, the goal was given. Jorginho Ruta's first goal of the season, I think, in the league. And the reason why it's quite dubious is because in the build-up, I can't remember who it was. It was Ayari or somebody like that who the ball hit him like around his sort of like sleeve in a way.
Yeah.
But it's like he was using that sort of area of his arm to control the ball. And in like the interview after post-match interview after a match with Sky Sports, Nuno Espirito Santo was he was livid. Like he wasn't. He was just like it shouldn't be along the lines of like it shouldn't have been allowed in a way. Like he didn't exactly say that, but like it shouldn't have been allowed that goal. And there's like a video that I watched yesterday on like HITC football on
Yeah.
YouTube with like Mark Clattenburg, and he's potentially saying like the goal shouldn't have been allowed because like technically he did handball it, and that denied me a clean sheet technically for Arreola, even though he's on my bench in FPL. And then the last game, which we're going to talk about before we get on to the
United game.
second biggest team in English football behind Watford. Just had to say that. We get into Fulham Crystal Palace, the Joachim Anderson derby, if you will. Or wait,
Yes, it is Joachim Anderson derby.
Yeah.
But Joachim Anderson's former team won.
Yeah. So I didn't watch this.
And by the way, can I just say real quickly, the people who said Daniel Munoz was the one who got arrested, it wasn't him, it was Ivan Toney. Just revealed today. A former Premier League footballer that got arrested over the weekend was Ivan Toney. It wasn't actually Daniel Munoz. It was actually a knee injury. It wasn't him that got arrested.
Yeah.
And it was Ivan Toney that got arrested over the weekend.
That's one thing that's pissed off a lot of people over the weekend in terms of F1 and whatnot, because Munoz didn't play, sadly, which honestly that could have just been a solid like 10 points to be fair. I didn't know about that Ivan Toney stuff, like he was arrested or something like that. But
people were speculating that Daniel Munoz was the one who got arrested, but it was actually Ivan Toney that got arrested.
Wow. But anyway, onto the match. Like Palace went 1 up for Eddie and Nketiah. I did not watch it. I'm sorry, I didn't watch this.
No, that's fine. But Palace is a crucial win.
Then man in form Harry Wilson equalised for them, and then after half time there was a goal out for Smith Rowe in the 53rd minute due to offside, and then late on in the match, fucking big dong Mark Gehi. Sorry, no, that sounds offensive. The big man himself, Mark Gehi, with a winner in the 87th minute, gives Palace 3 points, and they're back in the top 4 now. They're back in the top 4, solid. Like they in their past games, obviously they lost to Strasbourg 2-1 away in the eastern France, and then obviously lost to United 2-1 at the weekend. Well, last weekend, and then got 1-0 win over Burnley, and obviously one against Fulham, and yeah, they're back in the top four after Chelsea dropped points. And yeah, they're only 7 points off Arsenal now.
Who?
And yeah,
Who?
I guess we just move on to the United match now.
Yeah, we'll
Unless
do.
you want to talk about a non-Premier League team and talk about the mighty Watford.
Nah. Wolves 99. And then we'll do FPL real quick.
Can't.
Yeah, look, good 3 points for United. I mean, 4-1 win away at Wolves. I mean, I'll take the 3 points. Could have scored a lot more. Could have battered them by a lot more. I'll be real with you. I think we should have scored more than 4 goals. Should have been like 8-1. Should have been like 8-9-1, bro. We battered Wolves. Wolves are. I'll be real with you. I feel sorry for Wolves, man. They are a terrible side. And big up to the Wolves fans, brother, who went outside the protest before the game, and walked in before when the game started, and shaky first goal. We scored a very, very shaky first goal. How we allowed Wolves to score their first goal in 4 games, embarrassing. But United got back in front after a nice counter-attacking goal. Dallo to Mbuemo for a 2-1. Mbuemo hasn't had an amazing. He didn't have an amazing game, but I'll take it. He scored. Next, and I just have to give my flowers to Mason Mount, man. That was a brilliant performance by Mason Mount. I thought he was boss. Yeah, I thought Mason Mount yesterday had a really good game. But one player I have to give a special mention to is Luke Shaw. I'm not his biggest fan, but he played very, very well yesterday. He was exceptional. In my opinion, probably the man of the match, along with Mason Mount. Right, them two probably man of the match. And then Bruno took his penalty very, very well. And by the way, if you're going to give that handball for the second goal, if you're going to give a handball for that one, why don't you give it for the first one? It's the exact same incident. We should have had 2 penalties in the game yesterday. So, anyways, like I said, the referees are inconsistent in the UK. They're shits, right? But somebody would be defending them on our chat, saying that they make mistakes and everything like that. But they're constantly relying on the screen to make decisions for them. They can't make decisions for themselves. But anyways, back to the game. I thought, yeah, like I said, Wolves are poor, man. They're just a really poor side, bro. And I'll be real with you. We just bossed them off the park. Scored a lot. Could have scored more. Cunha needs to get off the mark, in my opinion. Otherwise, Cunha will. I want to see him score more goals. I want to see Cunha score more goals. I want to see him get off the mark. He scored 1 goal, but I want to see him score more. Where should I go to next? Oh, Wolves. Just need to talk about Wolves real quick. Not so long ago, we were seeing Wolves in the Europa League semi-finals with rest in peace, Diogo Jota scoring a hat-trick. Yeah, in the Europa League. We were seeing Wolves in the Europa League semi-finals at one point. We were seeing Wolves competing so much in the league, man. And when they came up, they had such a talented Portuguese squad. Moutinho, Neves, they had quality players, quality, just all around, like everything about Wolves was just perfect, man. And like I said, it all fell apart. It all fell apart, man. I don't know what happened to Wolves. But they're such a poor side, and they deserve to get relegated. Their owners, like I said, once again, big up to the fans for protesting against the owners. United fans, take note, because that's how you do it. Yeah, that's how you do it. That's how you want to. If you want to protest against the Glazers, do that. I'll have more of the United game in the Red Number Rand pod in about 12 hours from now. So make sure you guys tune into that. But Jack, you want to add anything real quick on the United game?
I just want to be honest in a way.
Go on.
Like I just want to quickly talk about Wolves in terms of like going off what you said in terms of like obviously they win the semi-final Europa League in 2020. They lost 2-1 to 1-0 to I think it was Sevilla, who eventually won the final against Inter 2-1. But like, yeah, Rui Patricio, Doherty. Who's Bennett? Oh, Bennett, yeah, Ryan Bennett, who I believe played for Norwich beforehand. Connor Cody, obviously, Willy Bolly. Who's Castro? I'm not sure. Wait. Can you just get the chat back
Oh,
up?
sorry.
I think it was Cavaleiro, who's referring to obviously Moutinho, Neves, Adama Traore, Jimenez, Jota.
Rest in peace, George.
Yeah, rest in peace to him. They had so many great players, and then obviously they brought in
Pedro Neto as well.
Coutinho on loan. I remember back in 2021.
Yeah, Vitinha, yes. Vitinha,
They had Pedro Gonçalves, I think, on loan in like 21, 22 around that sort of time, from Sporting.
They bought Pedro Neto and then they sold him to
Yeah.
Chelsea.
Pedro Neto they bought from, I can't remember which team it was. I think it was actually Lazio. Who they got him from. Johnny Otto, who I think who was at Celta Vigo recently, I believe. I can't remember who he plays for right now. Obviously, like one of the biggest flops they had, who they bought him.
And they had Nuno as well. Nuno Espirito Santo.
They had Nuno, and I was going to say like one of the biggest flops they essentially had in like the past few years was Fabio Silva, who they brought in from, I believe it was either Porto, Benfica, or Sporting. I can't remember which one of those teams it was, but like he's now at Dortmund and whatnot. Alaves. Okay, wait. Are you talking about Jean Yotto there? Because no, Fabio Silva. I'm not sure if it's a permanent transfer to Dortmund, but he's there right now, and like he's. I don't want to say saying that. Saying a word like I don't know. I don't pay attention to how he's doing and whatnot, but like, he went on. I remember he went on loan to like Rangers and whatnot. Did relatively well for that shite club. And like the whole sort of team, like obviously Ruben Neves was sold on to Al Hilal in the Saudi Pro League, and Moutinho, I think, left of the exposed contract. I can't remember what team he's at now, but like loads of these sort of like class players who they had who obviously helped them get promoted. Obviously, you had like Helder Costa, who eventually went to play for Leeds, and I think he plays for Cabo Verde, like Angola at international level. And like their team since I'd say 2023 has just been on the decline in a way. I'd say since they got rid of Nuno, that was the start of their decline. To be fair, and the fact that they had Gary O'Neill at the club and they were in around the relegation zone for quite a fair bit of the opening parts of last season, and then they got in. I can't remember his name. The recent head coach, the Portuguese guy who was previously at Botafogo, I believe it was.
We got my boss. We got
like the way the team is just playing is untenable, and it's I know that football's like poetry. It rhymes. But this kind of reeks of how they were sort of like playing around 2011, I believe it was, like the same season where you had like the big sort of like last day sort of like fight for survival with like Birmingham, Blackpool, Blackburn, I believe it was Bolton, and obviously Wolves stayed up. I think like Matt Jarvis scored in that match, but like season after they finished bottom of the league. Got rid of Mick McCarthy, had like Terry Connor, who was his assistant manager at Wolves, and they failed to win, I think, any of their last 8 games or something like that. I forgot. Yes, Romain Saiz, the Moroccan defender, Dendonga, who's obviously at Aston Villa, but I think he recently went to.
those sides would you
Club
say?
Brugge, one of those sort of teams in like I can't remember what league. And Danny Bath, I think he was recently at Stoke. Like the whole flipping. I know I'm just gonna go back to what like we were saying in a way, but like when I think it was 2017 when Wolves won in Anfield in the third round of the FA Cup in 2017, and I think it was Jed Stearman, if I recall, he scored a winner in that match like 3 minutes in. Like that's the Wolves that like fans want back in a way. They want that sort of like FA Cup run in a way, or just like the team showing fight, and they haven't showed that this season. Like they showed part of it against Brighton when they took the lead, but obviously Brighton came back, finished 1-1, and like there is a fight in that team. There is that sort of grit, but they need to show it. They need to show it, and the fact they've got players like obviously Strand Larsen, who they signed in the summer, permanent transfer from Celta Vigo after his loan last season, where he scored, I think it was 10 or 11 goals in the league for them. They got Hwang Hee-chan on their books. Like they've got so many like good players who should be propelling them out of the relegation zone, but they haven't. They just haven't shown that fight. Like they got Sam Johnston, who
Kevin Doyle.
United and whatnot.
It was Kevin Doyle, and they also had Ebanks Blake as well.
Doyle,
I remember Ebanks Blake as well. I remember they had so many of these players. Like when I first started watching, they had what's his name, Emmanuel. I can't call his name. Emmanuel something. Emmanuel. But regardless.
Yeah, regardless, like this Wolves team should be doing shit.
Sorry, what you saying?
I remember they had Matt Jarvis as well, I think, who also used to play for Norwich, might I add. So bit of a Josh mention there, or Penny Nelson mention. But I also just want to say, like, this Wolves squad, like, I don't see like the sort of like problem, because they've still got like, wait, was Hwang Hee-chan sold in the summer, or is he injured?
No, I think he's still there. Everyone, subscribe to SKFC people. We are going to close out soon, but make sure you guys subscribe to him. He was going to join the show, but we are about to wrap up. I'm going
to summarize. This Wolves team should be doing a lot better. And like, obviously they sent Tolirak Radare in the summer from like, I can't remember which Belgian team it was, but like he was doing well for his previous club, and he's not shown those credentials. So I know. Oh yeah, Hwang is on the bench. My bad. And like they have a few injuries, but it's like it's not to any of their sort of like main players. I say apart from what's his name, Manetzi. But like, yeah, I don't want to say Wolves are down and out already, but the fact that they've got an 8-point gap between them and Burnley, like, it is an untenable position at this stage. But we'll see how they pan out in like the rest of the games this season. I mean, their goal difference isn't that bad. It is -25, but it's
bad.
It is bad. Like they have the worst defense in the league, but
this is on track to be the worst Premier League team of all time, by the way. And they've started off worse than that Derby County team had as well. Yeah. That is worse than what Derby County. That Derby County team is much better than this team. Seriously.
Yeah.
Even though that Derby County team got less points than most clubs ever in Premier League history, it's still better than the Southampton team. It's still better than that Southampton team that got relegated last year as well. That Derby County team would easily beat that last year's Southampton team without a shadow of a doubt. Yeah. That Derby County team was actually not the worst team like to ever get relegated on paper. In terms of points total, yeah. But in terms of on paper, no, don't think so. But no, I mean, I hear you though. I mean, like I said, Wolves. Yeah, no, they're gone, man. I think Wolves are gone. I think it's sad, but listen, Wolves, they're gonna have to rebuild themselves. Ownership, everything. They have to rebuild, start fresh, come back up again, and it might take some time to come back up. But I think for Wolves, they just gotta rebuild and regroup and come back up. Yeah, King Khan, we can hope you're well, my guy. Why are Arsenal already bought in the league? This year's easy to win according to him. Well, mentality, man. Mentality.
It is mentality. It is.
Yeah, bro. Yeah, Wolves are shit. We beat them a bigger margin than most of the clubs this season. We could have scored a lot more, to be fair, King Kong. We could have scored a lot more. But I'll review more of the game on the United show tomorrow, so make sure you guys tune in. Any more comments you want to add before we go, Jack?
No, to be honest.
FPL. Let's go FPL real quick.
Screw it.
FPL. So
I'm still 15th in the league, to be fair, which I'll take it. As long as I'm not bottom. As long as I'm not bottom of the league, I'm happy.
Torquay is catching up to me.
Yeah, he's within like 20 points of you, I think. Yeah.
I'm 795th place in Thailand at the moment.
Ooh, that's not bad.
Out of I don't know how many people play. Quite a lot of people play, to be fair. But like I said, 52 points for me this week. Kelleher got me 2, Steve got me 3, Timber got me 3, Guehi got me 8, Semenyo got me 3, Minte 3, Bruno Fernandes, I should have captained him, 18 points. Saka got me 4, Igor Thiago got me 2, Haaland got me 4 as captain, Mateta got me 2, Dubravka on the bench got me 3, Munoz obviously automatic sub for Steve, King got me 1, and Champon got me 0. That was my bench. I don't mind if we start bad in the first half, but we'll do well in the second. Yeah, I agree. Second half, I agree with you. It's easy to score in the second half. The first half, you can work hard, not score, then the opposition nick one. Yeah, exactly. We the way we conceded that goal, by the way, was a disgrace. We should have scored a lot more goals, man, and we should have had another penalty in the first half. The exact same reason they got a penalty in the second half. We got a penalty in the second half. Should have been the same reason we got a penalty in the first half. That's what I think, at least. But Jack, what's up with FPL, man? Talk to me about FPL.
I had a stinker. I think I benched Bowen over Mateta or Thiago. Well, no, I brought Thiago in, and for Evan Nelson, I benched Bowen, which like combined, Mateta and Thiago got me 4 points, 2 points each. And Bowen would have got me 9 had I started him, but Raya got me 2, Gehi got me 8, Senesi got me 8, Timber got me 3, Ruben Dias with 14, Semenyo got me 3. I vice captain him, sadly. Bruno Guimaraes got me 10, and Jai got me 8. Still captaining Azar, which is a big mistake, 2 points. And obviously Mateta and Thiago, 2 points on the bench. Arreola 3, Grealish 3, Munoz 0, Bowen 9. So yeah, but I have increased the margin between where I am in like the table. I'm now like 39 points clear of 16th place and only 24 points off 14th. So I'm on the rise. And speaking of risey, he's now in 5th place, but is quite congested in like top 7 of the league, to be fair.
Yeah.
Well, between like 2nd and 7th, I'd say. Second and I'd say 9th. There's a good sort of like point swing between them. So yeah, but yeah, 62 points overall for me. So not too shabby.
Game week 16 is coming up this week. Lots of interesting decisions to make for the upcoming week. A lot of interesting transfers. I still have my free hit and my bench boost to use before game week 19 because don't forget wild card. You have double. this season. I'm gonna use my bench. I'm gonna try and improve my bench for the coming week. So game week 18, I'll use my bench. I'm gonna use my free hit in game week 17. I don't know why. I'm just gonna like kind of swap it around. Might as well use it. You have two. You use it twice this season. You might as well try. You know what I mean? Might as well try. Use it once. But anyways, is that all you have to say? Everything all good? Done?
Yeah, that's the only I have to say. To be fair.
Like, make sure you guys subscribe to the channel. Subscribe to Liverpool Profit. The link is in the description of the video. Subscribe to SKFC. Big up to you, my guy. Subscribe to Josh, who was here earlier. Big up to you, my guy. Hope you're feeling better. And yeah, subscribe here. Let's get to 515. Just one sub to 515, guys. One sub. One sub is all I ask for today. And hit the like button. Let's get 15 likes on the video. 15 likes. And big up to Jacques, who's helped me carry the show. Big up to you, my guy.
Hey.
And incredible ball knowledge as usual. Incredible ball knowledge as usual, man. And we'll see you on Friday. I'll see you on Friday, guys, for the Premier League show. I'm back in 12 hours. So I'm around with Rasta. So tune into that. We're gonna talk with Man United. Tomorrow I'm also live for the NFL show. So tune in for the NFL show. And then Thursday, and then yeah, back this whole week. We got shows lined up and everything. So big up to you, everyone. We're out. Peace, love, take care. But anything going on before you go, real quick?
Come on, Watford. That's all. To be fair.
Come on, you. Big up to you.
Come on, Watford.